Good morning, everyone. It's September the 22nd, 2015. Time to start preparations for another trading day. Stocks are down around the globe outside of China. China's stock markets held their own with the injection of $50 billion by the People's Bank of China and the devaluation of yuan. China lending woes continue. They said the bad loans situation is as bad as it was in 2008. So concern over China's economy and the spreading investigations of Volkswagen. South Korea, Italy, France were mentioned as other countries that will be looking into Volkswagen's numbers for their pollution. Comes at the back end of those all those diesels they sold, and they've sold 11 million of them. So pretty big number. I think the irony is that General Motors 200 deaths, $900 million fine for government motors, and our regulators came out and said Volkswagen could be fined upwards of $18 billion. It's bad enough that Volkswagen has set aside $7.2 billion to handle this mess. So not good for Volkswagen, especially with the ardent environmentalists that seem to populate all governments these days. So anyway, that's what took stocks down, and weakness, heavy selling in stock markets took treasuries up overnight. So direction of the stock market and how fast the selling is allowed to take place today will be dependent upon the Fed and the 50-lot trader, and then the 2-year auction are driving our markets. And this probably is primal, and this will be secondary. So they want to see what's going to happen with the E-mini early in the session. When it gets out of the way, then it'll be on the 2-year auction. The 2-year auction usually brings in buying. So we either have support begins at 20 and 16 to start out right now, and I'd like to buy against 16, so we're going to start out 17 to 13 on buy 1, and we'll put a question mark at 20, and then 5 to 9 for buy 2. On the sell side, 27 to 31, then 3 to 7. And we're going to put a question mark at 24. So this 20 to 24 is just kind of where we are right now, and we'll have to, I think we can go a little bit higher. We have rejected prices over 26, so a limit sell at 25 or at 27.5 would be the two shorts that would set up, and we'll see how she plays out. Looking at the 30-year. Okay, the knob spread came up. We closed yesterday at 26.04. This morning, about 5 in the morning, it was at 26.28. So it's come up 3/4 of a point. And if the market rallies today, that will take the bond higher, faster than the 10-year will go. So sell 1 will be 27 to 31. It's where resistance is right now. And then we'll make 7 to 11, sell 2. And I'm going to put a question mark up here at 23. Resistance could start at 24. On the buy side, 9 to 13. And then we're going to drop it down to 1 to 5. Pick up that London low. A lot of volatility in this contract, a lot of big move potential. And our number one spots are where resistance and support currently are. And then our number two spots, we open it up to try to accommodate for this volatility. Gold was pretty quiet last night. This morning it was off $1 when I looked at it from yesterday's close. Big article on Zero Hedge about how the wealthy Soros is pouring into gold right now. Carl Icahn is pouring into gold. The gist of the Zero Hedge article was things got to be really bad for these guys to be getting into gold. You know, it's really funny how in Icahn and Soros are masters. They build a position and they tell everybody what they're doing to bring the retail account in, and the rest of the market in. Yeah, you can hear every broker in the world picking up on, do you know that Carl Icahn and George Soros are buying gold? There's usually another sell-off associated with those news announcements, but again, I think the arguments for having some gold are pretty compelling, or silver, if you think you have to spend it to pay for goods and services if things really get that bad. So right now gold is pointed down. Stops below 25 I think are doable. So 26.24 buy 1, 19 to 21 buy 2. On the sell side, 30 to 32 and 35.37. Pointed down right now. Stops below 25. I think they're going to be able to do that. Then after that, we'll have to see. Okay, China devalued the yuan last night. Second day in a row they've devalued it. They have not supported it. And the euro's off. But again, I think the euro yuan have split. I don't think the European market is paying attention to it after China's initial devaluation, which really rallied this market quite a bit. So it is pointed lower. We're going to make 11.50 plus or minus buy 1, then 25 for buy 2. And on the sell side, 1200 plus or minus sell 1, then 25 sell 2. And we have this 50 area up here is where the in that low right there. So 35 to 50 is really pretty good resistance. And I expect that area to hold. Crude's off overnight. There's an article out that Russia and the United States are probably going to divide up the responsibilities in the Middle East. The United States will watch and mind Iraq, and Russia, Syria. I feel sorry for the Iraqis if they're looking for any help from us. We've ceded that power to Iran. So Iran's going to be responsible for Iraq when you get right down to it, not the United States. And Russia and Iran are going to be responsible for Syria. Okay, the market is pointed lower. We have the Asian low the other night at 45. We're at 75 right now. The Thai is 75, so right now we're 100 ticks. 50 ticks takes us down to 45.25, so 45, 45, 25 by 1. And then 44, 50, 44, 25 by 2. Picking up this area right down here on a stretch, so we're leaning against that low. On the sell side, 46, 46 and a quarter, and 46.50, 46.75. Okay, the E-mini, how low can we go before we find support? And I think the issue that we'll face as traders is how big is the, how much support is the Fed gonna lend to the market today? And again, they buffer the selling. They don't mind it selling. So 28, that low right there, and then this other low down here at 20. So 20 to 28 is probably pretty good support structurally. If we get through that, 15, get through that, 8. So 8 to 15, then 20 to 28 is where, and this is 4-point increments here, so there are definitely some rounding errors. And we got a high volume number here at 33. We've rejected prices below 30. Today's news, FHFA housing price index up 0.4. No one will pay any attention to that. Richmond Fed at 3. That number could come in below forecasts. And the housing price index, that actually could come in lower than forecasts too. So our first buy area is 25 to 30. It picks up that 28, picks up the round number 25 and the overnight session low. If we bust that, 15 to 20. And again, I think the Fed probably will not let the bottom fall out of the market. We've got this low at 38, so 37.5, 38.40, 39.41, sell 1, 45 to 50, sell 2. And again, our concern is how much support will the Fed pop into the market today, and my guess is they're going to be there on the opening. Don't know if they'll stop the selling, but they certainly will slow it down. And we'll see how she plays. It's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on it right now. Be back with you as soon as possible.